Welcome back to the channel, YouTube. You're watching Outdoors with Craig DZ. Today we're going to be doing a little firewood update. I know had some people commenting, questioning, oh, do you do firewood anymore? What happened to that? So today's going to be a firewood update. I had something kind of recorded again if you watch my dumpster update, but I lost footage, so just going to be doing kind of rehashing some of that, so stay tuned. All right, so today doing a little controlled burn here. Hopefully I can get this pile going. I mean, it's going enough as it is now. Started earlier today. Last time I had tried this, I started later in the evening, and it was a long weekend for me. I wasn't feeling the great, so I didn't really feel like letting it burn all night, so I put it out at like 10 o'clock and didn't really get much accomplished. But yeah, so here is kind of the woodlot area. If you've been watching any of my previous videos, it's gonna look a little different here. So unfortunately, again, I lost that footage. So at one point I had two mini excavators here on the property. One was a Bobcat, one was a Coyote, one was like a 12,000 pound machine, which was the Coyote, or not the Coyote, a Kubota, and the Bobcat's like a 9,000 pound machine. But so kind of walking through here. So here's kind of my wood pile, right? Some of the logs that I still have left, rounds. But you'll notice kind of one big difference. Let me get in the shade here. It is hot today. One big difference is yeah, it's mostly cleared here. So we spent, and honestly it didn't take that long. This is a combination of 3 days, but the excavators really only had 1 day. My buddy borrowed one from a friend of a friend, and my other neighbor up the road, he has one, but he works away from home all week, and so he's kind of busy. I didn't expect him to come down and help, but he ended up towing his down and unloading it. So we had two at one point, and basically pulled all the stumps out. There still needs to be some work. So if I come down here towards the wood pile, you know, you'll kind of see this section here kind of got missed. We still got kind of that little bit of a mess up there where all the trees were tangled, and there's some stumps kind of up in there. But back here, I'll just take a walk quick. So this is what I was doing with all the stumps. So this is kind of the back corner of my property. It's down a hill too, so here's a couple. All of these stumps, that Coyote with my grappler moved. So this huge pile of stumps right here, there's probably 30 or 40 stumps mixed into this pile. Some of them fairly big. Like look at this one, it's got a bunch of shale, like grew in the shale. They're all just piled up here, kind of corner of the property. There's actually the property markers down there if you can see it on the camera. So I brought it down here out of the way. I don't ever really plan on doing anything down in this section. And to bury them originally is kind of what I wanted to do, but again, the soil isn't really that great out here. It's a lot of shale rock. So to dig something with the smaller machines that we had, I mean, it would probably take all day or 2 days to dig a hole and put those in. So for now, they're going to sit down there. We may, you know, down the road do something with them, but for now, that's what we got. But so as you guys know, it's August. We're almost into September. It's the last week in August. But yeah, so last week I posted an ad. For my firewood. So far I've sold a cord and a face cord. Haven't delivered any. A guy today was supposed to deliver the cord to. his driveway, he said, is still messy. He hasn't picked it up, so he said he still wants it, just be another week, next week sometime. And then I think the face cord guy is supposed to be this Sunday. We'll see how it goes. I have a wedding tomorrow, and took today off, which is why I'm burning this stuff to try and get a bunch of stuff done. You know, I had to get my hair cut and pick up my tux, all that fun stuff, but so we got that done. But the funny thing was, so I mean, I only have, there's probably 15 cord, right, that I have split, stacked, ready to go. I mean, there's some other logs over here, right, that have been cut since last year, log length, that I could probably split, buck and split, and they would be pretty, you know, semi-seasoned. Nowhere near what this stuff is. This stuff's been sitting out since, I think, October. Some of it, the beginning of it was October, and then even some of the last stuff cut and split was early spring, February, March. So it's had quite some time to season. But so I posted the ad, and on Facebook Marketplace, of course, didn't disable comments. So my first cord I sold, it's $325 delivered. And some of you might be going, whoa, $325, yeah. So I said originally, I mean, that was my target goal, was to sell a cord of wood for $300, and I did it. I mean, yeah, is my phone ringing off the hook every day with people, oh my God, I need a delivery of your firewood? No, it's not. But you know, when I sell out, I sell out. So it's end of August. If I don't sell out till November, so be it. You know, I don't really care as long as I sell out. I mean, even if I don't sell out, I really don't care that much. Again, this is a side hustle, which is something, guys, if you're thinking of getting into firewood and you're doing it on the side, you'll be in the same boat, right? Like, I don't have to drop my prices to $200 a cord to sell it because I need to pay my bills, and if I don't sell some of this wood, I'm not going to have my house anymore, or my truck, or any of that stuff. You know, my other job pays for that, and I have the dumpster business now too, which would pay for some of it as well, just on its own. The dumpster business is actually going great, which is why, for content wise, you haven't really seen me doing a lot of firewood content, because unfortunately, you know, to drop off a dumpster, I ride in my truck for 15-20 minutes each way, and then pick it up a couple days later and go to the dump. You know, all in all, I have an hour and a half into it, and you know, the numbers, I make 100, at least say 75 plus an hour doing that. And the hardest part is me getting out of my truck, hitting a button to dump the dump trailer and open the doors and that type of stuff. That's about it. So versus the firewood stuff, it's great, get outdoors, exercise, workout, but as you see, the property kind of running out of wood, right? So spin the camera down, we'll walk. So we're running out of wood. So this actual, you know, this spring or this fall, I'll end up, so here's the plan, guys, and I'll kind of walk through. So cleared as much of this as we could. I didn't rent a excavator. I was planning on it, but again, I luckily have some friends. Nice part of having connections like that, got it for free, and it actually saved me probably close to $1,200 a week rental, which, at least up here, if you're not familiar with rentals, they go hourly. So a week rental is similar to like a work week. It's 40 hours. So if you work 12 hours each day on the machine, you know, in 3 days time, you're basically out of hours. So like a weekend rental is 16 hours. You can blow through that in one day, depending on how much work you're doing. So I was figuring I was going to need at least a weekly rental, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to get it all done with that 40 hours, and I probably wouldn't have. I mean, that was two machines. Granted, for the second machine was only here a couple hours. The one machine we started early, like 7:30 in the morning, and worked till about 5, which is when he had to bring it back. And then the other machine was here a couple other days and did some of the grading here that you see. But the idea was, which we basically accomplished what I want to do. I need to get back in here with my truck and my dump trailer. So I'm hoping once I burn this pile today, you know, this I can kind of widen out. It's a little soupy in spots thanks to that tropical depression we had this week. Right through here is a little soupy, but it's dried out. I actually took my chipping pile and spread it around throughout here to kind of soak it up. But so I have to get my truck and my trailer back here. This way, which I kind of cleared and widened, I think I can get through no problem, right? So I'll come through like this, drive down. It's gonna get a little tight down here because of this stump that we didn't pull, right? Come here and then make this turn with the truck, come up here with the truck, and then back it down so that, you know, the dump is basically right there next to the chipper. And then from there I'll just start chucking wood into the dump trailer. I mean, I think it will take me probably 15 or 20 minutes by myself to load that thing, just throwing the wood in for a cord of wood. Obviously face cord probably be even less time, you know, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. Won't be much. Good little workout. Part of what I liked about the firewood business. And so then next, I'm not really focused on it yet, so I have all these log lengths up here. I got some more over there. I got the pile down there, and then kind of there's probably some decent stuff in through those two piles. It's smaller stuff, but some of it I can probably use for firewood. And then if you walk around, you know, through here, there's still a lot of down trees, you know, and through here I have to still do a little limbing and kind of pull some of this brush and stuff out that's in here. But for the most part, it's pretty opened up now. And, you know, again, here's a couple stumps, stump here, stump there. So the idea is we'll burn the brush, clear it as much as I can now. Once I get this pile kind of going, there's a guy in my area for $400, and let me flip this around. And I see a lot of everybody's on the Yappa Crappa bandwagon lately. I don't know, you know, what they must be paying a lot to give away these machines to some of these other guys making firewood content. But I don't know. I mean, a processor that can handle like a 6-inch log, I don't see much use of that. You know, it's all manual cutting, and it's just believe me, with a bigger splitter, you could run that. And I know there's videos out there of people kind of racing the processors, especially those entry-level ones, and basically doing it just as fast for a splitter that's probably half the cost. Plus the ones that in those videos you see, they're all PTO driven, which is great, you know, it cuts on the price. But so now you're loading everything by hand. You're trying to like push the log up the ramp, busting your ass. You know, the whole reason I got a tractor with a grapple is so I'm not bending over, I'm not, you know, picking stuff up, I'm not dragging stuff. I literally move those logs, pick the logs up with the grapple, cut it, buck it up right there on the tractor. And then, you know, when I was doing this stuff, you know, down here by my splitter, you can see I haven't used it in a while, it's overgrown. This stuff, you know, I would do it and then just keep pushing them in with the grapple. I'm actually going to reach out because my one buddy up the road with his excavator, he's got some pine trees all around him, and he's been clearing, and I've been helping him off and on with that. So we're going to get it, and I'm basically going to run, you know, the piles of logs that I have with it, which I don't think will take us very long. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 3 hours. I think there's probably 5-6 cord maybe of wood that's left here. If I get to cleaning up some of this other stuff, like this mess over here, I mean, there's other trees I wanted to take down, like all these right here, which I don't think I'm gonna get to until fall, but I want to take these down. You know, maybe a couple more on this edge on my border with my neighbor, and just clean this up so it's a nice kind of square property. But I think if we rent it, again, I can run that pile, the pile over there, a pile up here, and then any of this stuff that I'll, you know, probably get ready ahead of time in the next coming weeks. But literally pop it right here. It's got a conveyor belt, everything. Have him load it. Again, it's gas powered, it's not PTO driven. So I was going to use just my tractor, but why, when I have an excavator? The excavator is going to just be a lot nicer because it can literally, you know, we'll probably end up parking it right here originally, so he can literally pick up a log, spin, and put it on it, and I'll run the processor, cutting and doing the splitting portion. But once we get done with it here, we'll take it up to his property and we'll do his pine logs. So kind of we both, you know, both get something out of it. You know, friend, neighbor, that's what it's all about. But yeah, so I'd rather spend the $400, and again, in 3-4 hours I'll have, you know, way more done than I would have doing it with my hand splitter. And then you know, you can't beat that. So we're gonna try it, see how it goes. I have some other business ideas, plans that are kind of, I gotta stir this up, it looks like it's dying out, but some other business plans here in the future as we get closer to them. You know, I'll kind of start to talk about them a little bit more, but there's other things in the works here. So consider, you know, this, all of this, right? So the firewood stuff was great, but this is just setting the groundwork for, you know, for something else, is all I'm gonna say. Again, guys, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all the support. Stay tuned again for future content coming out, and I apologize for the delay in videos. If you have questions, comments, post them below. I'll get back to you when I can. And as always, I'll catch you later. Thanks.